Hello everyone, welcome back to the second channel. I should have shaved before this. Anyways, I'm back with another tier list because they're fun and they're easy. The two most important things in life. So today I thought I'd do something that I've never really thought of doing before, and that's a tier list on every variant Skylander. I only have about half of them on this thingy-mabob. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun just unscripted, just giving my opinions on them. I won't be talking about their in-game effects, because obviously the variants have slightly different stats. I'm not talking about that. Also, I'm not talking about chase variants either. Just variants that actually change what they look like in the game. And also, I'm not doing any flocked Skylanders. For example, 1.5 Double Trouble. If you don't know what that means, there's this guy called Myconut, I think is his name, and I watched a video about Skylanders variants, and he goes into a lot of detail, and he talks about 1.5 Double Trouble, so go watch that if you want to know more. But yeah, really, with nothing else to say, let's get started with the Spyro's Adventure ones, starting with Dark Spyro. How do you... Alright, you have to hold it. My god, this is off to a great start. That's an S tier for me. Dark Spyro, first of all, his colour palette is insane, but also, he just feels like he's meant to be cooler than the rest of the variants. Not only does he have a completely different moveset in the 3DS game, you probably can't see it, but I do have the 3DS starter pack on my shelf, and he's so much more fun than Spyro in that game. Genuinely so much more fun. He actually comes in the starter pack too, so yeah, he definitely feels a lot more special than the rest of them. Yeah, he's just awesome. I think he's the only variant, to my knowledge, he's the only variant whose attacks look different. His fire, instead of being red, it's purple. I don't think any other variants, projectiles or attacks, actually change colour. So yeah, I think he definitely deserves an S tier. Legendary Spyro, I don't actually have him, but I don't know, he's just really nostalgic for me, just seeing him here, seeing his colours. Where I'm going to put him though, I think probably B. It's in between A and B. If there was someone in between that, then I would put him there. I'll put him in B, right? I think, yeah, I just think he's cool. I mean, I don't think they needed to have two different versions of Spyro, or actually 3 different versions of Spyro when you think about it, but they did anyway. Fair enough. B for Bash. I think it's a pretty fine variant. Once again, I don't have it. Most of these I don't actually own. I'm trying not to be biased with it. I'm trying just to base it off of just looking at their figurines here, and Bash's is just kind of fine. Actually, I'm gonna move Legendary Spyro up, just because I think he is actually quite cool. The golden wings just look sick. The golden horns is pretty cool. Trigger Happy. I think because of his golden guns, his legendary variant just works quite well. You know, yeah, not much more to say than that really. It kind of works for me. Same with Chop Chop actually. Chop Chop. You can't go wrong with Chop Chop, to be honest with you. You could give Chop Chop any sort of variant. You could give him a Valentine's variant and he'd still look awesome. Yeah, just realised there's not many variants in Spyro's Adventure, but we kick it up a notch with Giants. Jesus Christ, an entire row for Giants. Let's get started. Gnarly Tree Rex. I'm gonna put this one in A. I think Gnarly Tree Rex is pretty cool. Granite Crusher is an immediate S. I really want this guy. I want him so badly. It just takes his original color scheme, which is kind of bland, and just makes it awesome with the blue and the different shades of black. I think it's really cool. Scarlet Ninjini is gonna be a B tier. I think it's cool. I like the red. I probably would have changed up the colors a little bit though. I think I would have made them a little bit different, but still pretty good. Bouncer's gonna have to be a B as well. I think he's just solid, you know. Yeah, he's just solid. Same with Chill. I think Chill is gonna go there. Just once again, it's pretty harmless. It's B tier. It's good. Jetvac will be our first C tier. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. I have this one, and I really wish that I had the normal one, because I just think the normal one looks a lot better. Stealth Elf is... I actually forgot the Stealth Elf even had a legendary variant. It's either B or C. I think I'll put it in C. Just didn't feel very necessary. I don't know. I feel like the actual new roster, you know, like the Giants and the Cores, should have had more of these variants, because most of these variants are just the returning cast, which I don't love. Igniter's going to be an A though. Maybe even an S? Nah. No, I'll keep him an A. I think just the fire looks awesome with his legendary colours. Slam Bam is an interesting one. When you look at his figurine, it's great. Like the gold armour and the blue skin, it looks pretty cool. The only problem is you don't start off with the armour, for one, so for like a lot of your playthrough you're going to be just using a blue Yeti. I feel like at least like some of his hair should have been gold or something like that, because if you don't get the armour upgrade, which I'm pretty sure is locked to one of the paths, I might be wrong on that, but I think it's locked to one of the paths, which means that you might just never get to see its cool gold armour, and that kinda sucks. So because of that, oh, I don't want to put it in D. I'll put it in C. I'll put it in C. But I think I've got pretty good reasoning for that. Molten Hot Dog. Let me tell you, I love these like unique variants that like only one Skylander gets. I think you know, I think it's cool that like they tailor it to one specific Skylander, and this is one that works quite well. It's gonna be an A for me. Yeah, he just looks awesome. Royal Double Trouble. I think it's an S. Like just the colours they use are incredible. I really want this guy. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, I just realised that that's not the Series 2, that's just the Series 1. But it released in Giants. That's weird. Anyway, it's still cool colours. I clearly don't know enough about this franchise to know why the hell he's not Series 2. Jade Flashwing is another S tier in my opinion. Just one that works so well. Like, making that... Well, she's a crystal dragon, so making it Jade just makes perfect sense. Yeah, the colours just work great. I like... Is it Punch Pop Fizz? Or Power Punch? Something like that. I think it's a B tier. He's fine, but I don't know what the beast mode looks like. Actually, that's a deal breaker. I think I have to search that up. Whoa! Okay. It's not bad. I've not got a great picture of it, but it's pretty cool. It's... like, the beast stays red, but then, like, around his eyes it becomes blue. I'm trying to find a good picture of it, because what I saw wasn't great. Actually, I can just get the gameplay after I finish recording this, and I can put it up for you guys. But yeah, I don't actually have him, but because I've got the Love Potion Pop Fizz from Trap Team, if you put him into Giants, then it shows up as Punch Pop Fizz. Now we're on to the last, and in my opinion, the best Giants variant, Polar Whirlwind. I'm not doing these in like order, you know, like Dark Sparrow isn't the best S tier, you know, like I'm not bothering with that, but so far Polar Whirlwind is the best one. Just insane. Like it looks like it would be a chase variant, but it's not, and the white just works perfectly with Whirlwind. Why are you there? Go away, birthday Pop Fizz. Why the hell did they even make you this, like the weirdest variant in the franchise? Anyway, now we're on to Swap Force, starting with the Darks. I'm glad they brought the Darks back, to be honest with you. It's a shame we didn't see any Darks in Giants, but yeah, it's cool that they brought them back. Oh yeah, no, I forgot Swap Force has got 5 Dark Skylanders, and like they're all in like one like ultimate starter pack, which is very expensive nowadays. It probably was back then too. So I'm gonna start with Dark Washbuckler. I think it's a B tier. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have Blast Zone 1 tier higher. Probably just a bit of bias because I think Blast Zone looks cooler, and I think because he's like armor, you know, the silver and black just works a bit better for that. I feel like I have to do him justice and put Series 3 Spyro or Mega Ram Spyro next to Dark Spyro in S tier, because they are the same guy, right? Yeah. Or are they? No, they are. I don't know. Did Stealth Elf really need another variant? No, but this one's actually quite cool. I like this one. You know, it works. Her Series 3 is Ninja Stealth Elf, and ninjas like to be hidden, which is why she's wearing dark colours. Slobbertooth. Slobbertooth. Yeah, consider it as a high B. He's better than Washbuckler, but not as good as, you know, the Skylanders we have on this A tier here. Oh. Okay, now we move on to another like unique variant, Quick Draw Rattleshake. I think it's pretty cool. I like how the snake's blue. I'm gonna give it an A tier. I just think it works well. I like how different it is from like the original colours. Now I know I was talking about how much I loved the like unique variants, but I am so glad they brought back the Jade variant, specifically for Firecracken. I mean, he's like a Chinese dragon. He's based on a Chinese dragon. Of course they had to make a Jade variant. I don't think it's quite as good as Flash Wings, but it's like the top of A tier for me, definitely. It is really cool, and it's like the theming around it makes perfect sense. Enchanted Hoot Loop, I'm gonna put in B tier, because like they didn't change his yellow colouring, they just kind of changed like his clothes and stuff, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's a bit odd. Enchanted Starstrike works much better though, I think. Works a lot better with the colouring. I mean, it's basically just the dark colouring. Why don't they just make a dark Starstrike and scrap the dark Slobber Tooth? Like, I don't know. Legendary Night Shift, I think is actually really cool. Yep, I'll put him in S tier. I think he's great. Honestly, same with Free Ranger. I'll admit that one is like mainly just off of bias, because I've had Legendary Free Ranger for so long. I've actually got both of them. I got both of them for one Christmas. Like, one family member gave me normal Free Ranger, another one gave me a Legendary Free Ranger, and I was very lucky that they didn't give me both the same one. Legendary Zulu looks weird. Like, the colour change is so drastic, but it's not bad. I'll put it in B. Same with Grim Creeper. Like, I feel like I should like Legendary Grim Creeper a bit more than I do, but I don't know. It's gonna be a B tier as well. I think I just prefer like the light blue. You know, like it really makes you feel like he's like a ghoul, a ghost even. Kind of for the same reason that I put Hoot Loop in B, I'm putting Nitro Freeze Blade in C, because not only do I not like the colours on him, but like it's just his clothes that change, and I don't like that, because it's like really inconsistent. Like sometimes they do that, and then sometimes they don't. It's a bit confusing, and I don't like it. Nitro Magna Charge though, first of all, the theming makes sense. Well, I mean, it makes sense for both of them. They are both the speed swappers. I don't know if that's like their official name. So it makes sense for them to be the Nitros, because that's all about speed. I don't know how Krypt King got a Nitro, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So I'm going to put him in A tier, I think. Yep, he's pretty cool. Molten Eruptor, this is another one that, no, not Molten, Volcanic Eruptor. You probably can't see it, but I've got my Swap Force starter pack there as well for the 3DS, and Volcanic Eruptor came with that. I think he's perfect, honestly. He's a perfect variant. Jolly Bumble Blast, I feel like they could have picked a better one for the Christmas variant, but it's not bad though, so I'll put it in B. If the birthday bash Pop Fizz isn't the weirdest one, then Kickoff Countdown is. This is like the most insane variant. I don't even know if it's like a seasonal variant, you know, like the Easter and the Christmas ones are. Maybe they just made it because they were like, football is cool, or maybe there was like a World Cup on or something. I've got no idea, but he's pretty cool, honestly. Like, it is quite funny. For the bomb to be coloured like a football, I think it's pretty cool. Looking at the picture, this looks like the flocked version of Springtime Trigger Happy, where like he didn't have the white pattern around his eyes. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. I think that might be an accident, I'm not sure. But let's just imagine it's the normal version. Yeah, great colours, fantastic, S tier. A lot of nostalgia for him as well, so maybe a little bit biased, but still, the colours are great. Actually, I'll notice a trend. I love the Easter variants more than any other type of variant. I think they're my favourite group of variants for sure. Anyways, Trap Team time with Dark Snapshot. This one's gonna get an A for me. It's just cool. You can't deny it. It's cool. Dark Food Fight will get a B, because once again, I think it's cool. I like how like the dark like blends in with the silver as you get like further up into his avocado hair. Call me basic if you want. Call me basic, right? Dark Wildfire is one of the best variants, like hands down. I feel like most people will agree with me, apart from the people that are like just trying to be different just to be different. Definitely the best Dark. Then we move on to Legendary Bushwhack. I really don't know how I feel about this one. Yeah, it's gonna be a C tier for me. I'm just not feeling it. It's just preference, personal preference. That's 4 legendaries in C tier. Wow. Legendary Jawbreaker, I don't love him, because he already had like a very basic colour palette as it was. It's very simple. It's just blue body, yellow eyes, yellow inside the mouth, little bits of yellow on his legs, and then the yellow gloves. It's pretty boring in my opinion. And Legendary Deja Vu also doesn't make much sense. I don't actually own her, so I don't have too much knowledge on this, but I feel like she already had so much blue in her original colour palette, so it's like, why did they give it to her? I mean, I still like her, so I'll put her in B. I still like the colours and stuff. Once again, probably just because of bias, because I have him and I don't have his normal version. Legendary Blades goes in A. I think, like, I'm not trying to say that one version is better than the other, because I think they're both, like, so different. I do want the normal Blades as well, though, but Legendary Blades is pretty cool. This might be a hot take, but I actually really like Nitro Head Rush. It's going to sit in A for me. Mainly because of the fact that her skin goes from green to blue, almost as if she's like become like a drow. Is it drow or is it drow? I think it's drow, like, you know, like the enemies. Because obviously in Superchargers they become blue, so I think it's pretty cool that they change their skin from green to blue. Now Nitro Krypt King, or as the Discord users call him, Piss King. Not my idea to call him that. He's weird. He's really weird. So obviously I've got a lot of nostalgia for this guy, because if you didn't know, I had Nitro Krypt King for years before I actually got the normal version. So I do have a lot of history with this variant. I'm gonna put it in A. Like, I do like it. I think the gold works quite well. Making him, like, I know I'm not talking about stats, but making him faster was quite a cool idea, because he is a very slow Skylander. And the blue eyes too. The blue eyes are pretty cool. Yes, we move on to some more unique variants. Thank God that Trap Team has some of these. King Cobra Kadabra. Really cool colours, honestly. That's really all I have to say. He's got great colours. I think it's going to be an S tier for me. I have this one instead of the normal one. I mean, both versions have fantastic colours, but King Cobra Kadabra is very good. Oh, look, another S tier. Love Potion Pop Fizz. I don't know, man. Just something about the Beast Form's colours that's... I forgot this one's name. It's not Jolly. Winterfest. Winterfest Lobstar. I'm gonna put it in A tier, because I do think it looks pretty cool, to be honest with you. I like that it makes sense for Lobstar, because if you've used Lobstar, like, one of his main abilities is that he can, like, become boiled up, and, like, he kind of becomes a little bit more red, but, like, the blue still meshes in with it. So yeah, it's cool and it makes sense for him to be red and white. Let me move on to the minis. We've got 3 mini variants here, starting with Gnarly Barkley. Gnarly Barkley. Gnarly Barkley. It's a weird name. Gnarly Barkley. I mean, do I love the fact that they kind of just reused a variant? No. But it kind of... it kind of feels like I have to put them in the same tier as Gnarly T-Rex, because they are the same. Then we've got... Is this one called Power Jetvac? Let's find out. No, Power Petvac. No, not Power Pet Vacuum. Skylander. Yeah, the Power Punch. What? Since when does Jetvac or Petvac punch? I don't get the name. The colours are kind of just fine. Oh, you know what? I think it's meant to be what's his name? I'm getting quite bad with names, especially for like the reposes and stuff. But this guy, I know it's not Turbo Jetvac. It's Double Gun, Double Blast, Full Blast Jetvac. I think it's Full Blast Jetvac. It's clearly meant to be like a reference to him, who also came out in Trap Team. Once again, that's just kind of lazy, so I'm gonna keep it in B tier, I think, because the colours aren't necessarily bad. What I tell you, the Easter ones are insane. What's his name? Hard Boiled? Something like that. Hard Boiled Weeruptor. Yeah, he just looks amazing. Like, I love how they like use the paint on these figurines, because it does look like they're like eggs. it just works super well for the figurines. I need this guy desperately. Desperately. We're cooking with freaking gas. We're onto the superchargers already. Starting with Dark Spitfire. Dark Spitfire. I need to play some more superchargers, or else I'm just gonna forget all of the names. Honestly, I'm becoming an old man. Yeah, I think this one deserves S tier. Spitfire is just awesome. They gave Stealth Elf another dark. Okay, this one's gonna go in B tier. I think that's pretty fair. It's not bad. I like how her eyes kind of work with the black and silver. Oh no. Now, this one is worse than just, oh, it's just the clothes or armor that changes color. No, for some reason, all of his body changes color, apart from his head. Actually, I can't see it that well. Let's find out. Does his face actually change? Oh, it does. Okay. I was about to say, I thought that like his head stayed green, and I was almost gonna throw up in my own mouth. Oh, this is such a cool idea. Shout out to Toothless for this concept, because there is canonically already like a Dark Bowser in like the Mario RPG games or something like that. Yeah, that just looks so much cooler. I think they should have went with that, honestly. That would have been like a great little reference. But no, we kind of just got meh. I don't love it, to be honest with you. I don't think it works. It's going to be a C tier. Unless the molten form changes. But I don't know if it does. But if it does, then I stand corrected. And if it looks cool, then it's going in S tier, because Molten Bowser already looks amazing. Same thing with Donkey Kong, honestly. Like, I don't know. I'm just not feeling either of them. Legendary Astro Blast. It can go in B tier. I think I've not really got much to say about him, really. I just don't care much. Bone Bash Roller Brawl. I didn't even know this one had a legendary. I'm going to put it there. Although, to be honest with you, Legendary Hurricane Jetvac. These names are getting so long, my god. This one is going to be an A tier. I think it's a massive redemption from the old Legendary Jetvac. I think it's just a more sleek design. It just, yeah, works much better. Now we've got, is it Steel Plated? Steel Plated Smash Hit? I think this is, this is probably one of the most forgotten variants. I'm going to be real with you. I'll give it a C tier. I just don't care. Like, when you just change one color, it's like meh. Okay, these ones are weird because I don't really know exactly what they are. I think it's Power Blue Splat and Power Blue Trigger Happy. I'm not really gonna go into it in much detail, but it's like something to do with like autism. Trigger Happy's autistic. I don't know. You know, it's like something to do with like an autism awareness thing. But like I have heard about like some controversy with it, so I'm not sure. I'm not going to get into that obviously because I don't know enough about it. I'm just going to look at these colours and see how I feel. So Power Blue Splat. I think they could have picked worse superchargers to give this variant to, so I'll put it in B. And I actually love Power Blue Trigger Happy. I think this one is actually like more common than the normal one. Like I think it's much cheaper, at least where I am. Yeah, I'm going to give it an E tier. I actually love the colours there. So now we move on to Birthday Bash Pop Fizz. Very weird. I don't know. Get your friend this on their birthday, I suppose. I don't know if this is for like the 5th anniversary of Skylanders or something, because it was in Superchargers. I'm not sure. But in terms of the colours, I actually do like it. I think Pop Fizz is like a great character to have this kind of have this variant on. Okay, so I know I've been saying that I love the Easter variants, but this is the one exception, Thrillipede. You can't really see it on this figurine, but he's got whiskers. Like, he's obviously meant to be like the Easter Bunny. And I do like how like his antennas are like coloured as if they're like bunny ears. I think that is pretty good. Good job, whoever did that. But everything else just kind of creeps me out. Like, he's got 4 arms. The Easter Bunny does not have 4 arms, so yeah, that's a great argument. I'm gonna put it in D tier. That might just be a little bit too harsh. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna bump him up to C, because it is at least interesting.
Whether it's interesting in a good way or not is beyond me. Frightful Fiesta. It's not as good as his original, but it's still pretty good. I'm going to give it a B tier. I've got this one, and I don't have the normal one. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And lastly, Missile Toe. I can remember the variant's name, but I can't remember the actual guy's name. Diveclops. It's because I still don't actually have any version of Diveclops. I think it's pretty harmless, so it's going to go in B. It's a pretty safe Christmas variant, in my opinion, but it's not bad. So now move on to the vehicles. Yep, we're doing the vehicles too. Why are there so many vehicle variants? Like, they were only used in one game. Why? Who needs that many? Oh, okay.
Starting with Dark Hot Streak, I think this is going to be an S tier. I mean, just look at the colours. It makes perfect sense. The blue wheels, which are present in the original version, mixed with the dark and silver, perfect.
I'm gonna give... I've forgotten its name. It's Nightfall's vehicle. I'm gonna give it a B tier because it doesn't look different enough. Like, this vehicle... I need to find out his name. It's actually really annoying me. Sea Shadow, that's it. Sea Shadow, that's a cool name. I'm surprised I forgot about that. Yeah, the Sea Shadow was already dark. Like, it already had like really dark colours. So when I glance at this, it kind of just looks the same as the normal one. So actually, for that reason, I'm gonna drop it to C. I think that's pretty fair. Dark Clown Cruiser, B. Dark Barrel Blaster, B. I think they're both just fine. I'll admit, I do love the Nitro Soda Skimmer. I don't like how like it just feels random what vehicles get what. Because it would have been cool if like the Nitro Supercharger had a Nitro vehicle, but that's just not the case. But I do love the colours on it. I'm gonna give it an A. This one, I think this, yep, it's gonna be our first D tier. I do not like the Nitro Grass Chopper. What is its name? I'm having to search up everyone's. This is what happens when you don't play Superchargers for like a solid year. Stealth Stinger. Interesting. Yeah, it's not great. I don't love it. Okay, finally we got a vehicle which has the supercharger for it, has the same variant, and that is Legendary Sunrunner. I'm pretty sure I got that right. This one is cool actually. Yeah, no, this one's actually really nice. I love the colours on it. Yeah, that's going to be an A tier. Right, so we've got the Power Blue ones as well, again matching with their superchargers. So we've got Power Blue. I'm going to have to... Splatter Splasher. That's the dumbest name ever. I'm not surprised I forgot about that. It's going to go in B. No, it's going to go in A. I actually like that one. And same with the Gold Rush. Gold Rusher? Yeah. Gold Rusher. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That one's going to go in A as well. Yeah, there's actually some pretty solid colours. Spring Ahead? Dive Bomber? I think that's what this one's called. It's fine.
I like that it's kind of shaped like an egg, but apart from that, yeah, it's going to go to B. There is probably a decent chance that you've never seen this thing before. This is the E3 Hot Streak, and it's probably one of the best designed variants in the entire franchise.
Just look at that thing. It's got gold wheels on the front, red wheels on the back. It looks absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, it's not easy to come by, at least where I'm from. So yeah, I might never actually have this one. Big shame. So that supercharger's done. Let's head on to the senses.
So we've got Dark Kingpin. I think I'll give this one an A. No, I'm going to give it an S. Screw it. Dark Bias. I love the darks. Now, I'll admit, calling her Golden Queen and giving her a variant where she's not golden doesn't make a lot of sense, but I do also love the reference to her like evolved villain form in Trap Team, because she turns silver in that. So I think that's worthy of an A tier. I think maybe the same with Wolfgang. I think his evolved form might have been a silvery colour.
I'm going to give that one an A as well. So this is really interesting, because the last game in the franchise they decided to completely change the legendary variants. Now it's like a red and gold instead of like a dark blue and gold. But I actually do kind of like it, to be honest with you. Starting with Legendary Pit Boss, I like this one because it gives you like a completely different vibe from the original one.
Like his original colour, he looks like a bit shady, a bit creepy. But in this one, he looks like a king or something. Same with this, like they just have like a really like regal vibe to them with like the red and gold. Tri-tip is gonna be another A tier, another really solid one.
I definitely like the legendaries and imaginators more than in the other games. Now we've got steel-plated hoodsicle. I do not like this. It looks like a sick colour. Like, it's like a sick green. And not in the good sick, you know, no. Bad sick. Mystical Taekwon Crow is going to be a B. I think it's a little bit too samey for me. But Mystical Bad Juju, I think this one's going to be an S tier for me. I love the colours on this. It's just like the opposite of Taekwon Crow, honestly. Like, it's so different from the original, but it still looks so good. What's this one called again? It's Sunflare? Aurora? Something like that? I think it's just fine, honestly. I don't love Aurora, to be honest with you. Well, like one of my least favourite senses. Yes, now we go into the Easter ones. Love the Easter ones. So we're starting with Egg Bomber? Egg Bomber thingy? Egg Bomber Airstrike. Egg Bomber Airstrike. This one's gonna be an A. I think it's good. Oh wait, this one's called Hard Boiled. So then what's Weeruptor called? Excellent Weeruptor. Yeah. I'm sure some angry commenter has already commented, actually no, that's not his name. But don't worry guys, for the guys that sticked, I got it right eventually. So yeah, this is Hard Boiled Flare Wolf. Probably the best Easter variant out of all of them, and that's saying something because they are all really good. Just look at him. The fire becomes blue. I'm gonna cry. It's so beautiful. As soon as I say that, I've actually got something in my eye, so actually I'm gonna be crying. Okay, we're better now. S tier. Believe it or not, after everything I said, yeah, it's going in S tier. Now we're left with two more. This is, well, I know it's Chopscotch at least, but I don't know its name. I should have maybe done like a smidge of research before doing this. Candy coated Chopscotch. Candy coated Chopscotch. It's gonna be a B tier for me. It's another one where I'm just like, there's just not enough going on. I think they should have changed the black patterns and maybe made it like just a different colour. I don't know, something Halloweeny like indigo. I don't know. And finally we have Jingle Bell Chompy Mage. I'm sure a lot of people will be very familiar with this variant because it is so much easier to find than the normal Chompy Mage. It's ridiculous. Like, if you have Chompy Mage, I'm 99% certain it's going to be this one. I like it. I like how it's almost like he's Santa Claus, you know? I think his like clothes do kind of look like Santa clothes even when they're green. So making them red and white, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one that like isn't taking itself too seriously, which I like. It's going to be an A tier for me. So that's it. Just so he feels included, let's put 1.5 Double Trouble in F tier and properly finish this tier list. Oh, don't know about you guys, but this is a sexy tier list, my god. Feel free to screenshot. So yeah, that's my tier list finished. I'm pretty happy with it, honestly, and I found this a lot of fun, even though I forgot like half of the people's names. But let me know what your favourite variants are, and also tell me what tier list I should do in the future. But until next time,